So it's September 20th, and a little bit different in the woods I'm in now, even though I'm only a couple of miles away from where I was. This is a much different environment. And I was hiking to this water source that is not a water source. So, back to the drawing board. It's a little warm today, but hard to think. What was it? 2 weeks ago, there was about a foot of snow up here. So I'm back at it, looking for elk, looking for bear, hoping. But the problem is it's still a little dry up here. All this is noisy, kind of sweaty. Trying not to get too sweaty. Trying to stay nice and cool. But it's pretty hard. And not so much up here, but the aspens are turning color. Let's see here. A little bit. It's pretty dark in the woods here, so and the sun's about that direction. When it sets to about right here, we're going to be out of light. But we'll see what happens. There's a lake right down here, and I'm going to go sit that lake on the edge, and maybe there's some elk trail. There's an elk trail with some moderately fresh tracks down there, so I'm going to try that out. So we shall see what happens. You can't catch everything on camera. I just had a hold on. Whew. You can't catch everything on camera. I just walked up on a cow elk, and she ran, but she only ran like about 10 feet, 15 feet, but I don't have a shot because it's so thick, and she was coming to here, and so I'm going to wait for her and see if she comes here. It's not getting dark yet, but it's dark in the woods. And I was without my hat when I walked up on her, so I'm pretty sure this scared her away. I'm pretty sure. So I'll have you join me back if she comes back. Otherwise, I'll have you join me at camp. So, it was cold last night. I have a little thermometer I put on my tent, and it read 28. And when I left Colorado Springs at 9 in the morning, it was 70. So, had a little bit of a change in temperature for me. Did a lot of walking this morning, about 4.5 miles in, which by itself isn't a ton, but it's through stuff like this. And so I'm having to stoop down and move around a lot, and it's fun. Kind of dark, hold on. This area's got a lot of water, even though some of the lakes are empty. There's one right in front of me. I'll show you in a second here, but yeah, it's got water in it, but it's in the wide open. And so I was deep in the woods looking for those spots that the elk will secretly go to, and found some good sign. Always coming up short though, feeling like I'm a day late and $1 short on those. So, you know, no big deal. I will tell you, let me see if I can get moved here. So, I replaced my Eberly stock waist belt with that exo gear, and it took some rigging, but I got it on there, and I'll tell you what, that thing is so much more comfortable. So much more comfortable. So, it's all good. It was a pretty exciting night getting that elk sighting. Like, oh my gosh, 5 yards. We were walking. Both of us were walking. She was coming one path, I was coming another, and we just kind of converged on the same point. And she looked at me like, what the heck are you? I was wearing this shirt, I think if you watched the video earlier. And as you can see, like, it blends in really well. And it really blends into how they see and breaks up your outline. But like I stated, this was my problem, I really think. That, and I had to move. I had to put an arrow on my string. I had to knock it and get my my drop away rest up. I'm not real good at shooting them without putting them on there and lifting it up. I dropped the arrow too much, so I just need to practice more. But anyways, that was exciting. There was a bear near my camp last night. I didn't film anything this morning because it was cold, and I'm not gonna lie, I waited till the very last second to get out of bed. And I jumped up, put on my, about 10 minutes prior, put on my clothes in my sleeping bag, warmed them up, then jumped out of my bag, put on my clothes on, ran out, filled my hydration bladder, put all my stuff on, and then I ate a banana, 2 handfuls of trail mix, half an energy drink. I ate something else, but whatever. And took off. And so probably not enough calories. Huh. A woodpecker just dove into the water. That was odd. Anyways, I gotta show you that lake, so I quit talking so much. It is bright over here. Whew. Yeah, that's crazy bright. Let me fix that. Pretty. Super sunny out today. Awesome colors. So anyways, I'm gonna grab a snack. Whew, it's dark. Going back into the darkness because the sun is not my friend. Ow, my knees hurt today. Oh my gosh. So, grab a snack. First thing on the list is Ritz crackers with cheese. Anyways, just calories, got some fat in it, stuff like that. So, oh, Knees are killing me. Actually need to drive out a little bit here. Go get signal and call my doctor back. I was supposed to make an appointment. I didn't do it. I should probably go do that. It's at the VA, so they take it personal. They get upset if you don't make or keep your appointments. They get pretty upset. So, but I've got a bunch of little bone fragments in my knee that need to be taken out or get over it. That's kind of how the VA works. So, anyways, I'll get you back in a little while. I'll probably be heading back to camp here. Other than I busted a couple elk earlier this morning, there's really nothing going on. And so, go back to camp, get some food, eat like I should have eaten. Drive out and go get a signal. If there's anything cool, I'll definitely fill you guys in. So I'm sitting at about the same spot I was sitting at yesterday. And there's a lot of fresh sign coming and going, so that's probably good news. There's a trail right over here where they come up right here. So I've got about 4 or 5 shooting avenues I can take. And it's getting a little bit later in the day, closer to the time that I saw her yesterday. So it's about an hour until the same time I saw her yesterday. So I'm hoping that we can make some magic happen. But I really am thinking it's going to be like right over here where I take the shot. So right over in this area. I just got a little place set right here. I can see here. I can see back here. But more importantly, it masks me from her approach. And I think even though the cows and the bulls aren't calling, a cow call will stop her at least and give me that second or two to shoot. So we'll see what happens. Here's to nothing. So I switched areas. I did not film this morning. Very uneventful, pretty cold this morning. High 20s. Not really that cold, there's just I'm not used to it. So no new sign in that area, no new droppings, footprints, anything that consists of sign. I didn't find anything. And earlier than when I woke up, heard some horses go by, so I got up to check, see what it was, talked to the rancher that was on the horseback with his buddies. They're in there trying to get all their cattle out. They've got about 300 head of cattle back up in that area that I was in. And they're trying to get them out. That's not going to do well for elk hunting. I tried anyways. It's all good. Heard some ATVs coming around, and there was a few extra people camped up in that area, so I moved. About 7 or 8 miles from where I was. It's pretty nice here. So I'm going to show you what I got going on here and kind of where we are. But lots of aspens in this area. Got my camp, got my car, got my Bucky sticker. That's the Bucky sticker right there. If you don't know what it is, look it up. It's a gas station. I'll tell you that. That's your hint. They're massive. Anyways. Beautiful view. And so I've got a lot of options here, and this is just one part of what I'm about to show you. Over to the left, over in this direction, I've got a couple of miles before I hit any private land, so that's pretty nice. I can drop off the face right up there where you see right in the middle of the screen, and it slopes down to where I hunted a couple of weeks ago when it snowed. I've got a big wooded area here that I can do a couple miles in, and then it zooms around over to here. It looks pretty open, but down into the bottoms over there, kind of down in this region, it drops off and there's a huge shelf down there. It's absolutely amazing, and I think there's going to be some good action down there. There's no new tracks other than when I tried to drive down there and got turned around by an ATV gate. And then I wanted to see if I could make this happen. Let's see here. That is
absolutely gorgeous. I don't know if that's going to turn out, but oh, here we go. That's really far away, but it's gorgeous. And then over here, that is actually Battlement Mesa. That's pretty far away too, but not as pretty. It's just a green-topped mesa, but not too bad. I think it's a really nice view. It's beautiful up here. It's still chilly. It's 45 degrees right now. Obviously it's windy. Sorry about the wind noise. I do not have my microphone with me. Long story, but to sum it up, I let a buddy borrow it for a college project. He really needed it, so he's using it. Whatever. So I always like to go over what I screwed up. And I think I only screwed up one thing on this trip. I didn't bring an eating utensil at all. And so last night I was eating a Mountain House meal, and for a spoon I was using, it's a Ritz cracker pack, and on one side it has cheese that you can dip your crackers in. I used the big side and I was scooping out my chicken and dumplings Mountain House meal. It was horrible. The meal wasn't that bad. It's just horrible to have to do that. And I'm sitting here waiting. It's a little early to get back out today. I'm gonna go back out in a little while here, and the crinkling you hear is I needed something warm, and I know that looks gross, but it's oatmeal, brown sugar oatmeal. And I can't wait to eat it, but because I don't have a utensil, I'm going to take this edge, or this point, we'll cut it off, and eat it like that. So, hey, never be afraid of pointing out your faults and what you've done wrong, because it makes you better the next time. And next time, don't forget your eating utensil. I'm going to bring 5 next time. I don't like to use disposable stuff when I can. I had to use something for this because I leave a lot of these bagged up anyways, because when I go backpacking or a quick camping trip or even a small hiking trip for a day trip or something, I'll pack oatmeal. It's a superfood. It gives you lots of energy, fiber, things like that. So I do put those in these baggies. I don't reuse the baggies unless I want to put trash in them. And so same with, like, stopped at Walmart on the way here to get some groceries to eat up here. I'll use those bags for trash. I'll pick up trash that I see while I'm hiking and hunting, so I'll use them for trash. If I haven't used them, I'll take them home and we'll reuse them there. And so, you know, conserve. You know, you don't have to be a tree hugger to realize that we don't need to pollute as much. Simple as that. So I'm going to enjoy my my oatmeal, get warmed up a little bit here, but give you this update and just leave you with a beautiful view. I think I'll leave you with did a little bit of walking around and found a really cool valley. Did some scouting all through it, off the drops, things like that, and this is where I settled for now. I'll show you. There's a waterway that comes through here, used heavily by cattle, but a lot of greenery, and there are some elk signs, so maybe. There you go. So we'll see what happens, and I'll tell you what, I don't know, maybe God had a sense of humor, but chipmunks sound like about 4 elk running through the wood, I swear. And they're everywhere. I just wish elk were everywhere, but I don't know if I'll be able to show you today, but tomorrow there's an overlook back up this way
that overlooks this whole valley. And yeah, the brush is kind of occlusive to some of the areas, but it'd be a really good spot for rifle season. It even has like a blind made out of wood and stuff up there, out of fallen timber. And so I think I'm going to use that for rifle. That'll give me a 350-yard shot at the furthest. Covers far more land that I would be able to figure out on my own. So we'll see. So right over here, let me see if I can show you. So right over, oops, let's see here. Right over, the green goes around and drops down right inside of there. That drops down to a creek that goes all the way to the bottom. Nothing's coming out yet, so it's probably just 2 chipmunks. Alright, I'll bring you guys back later.
from me, and they're behind me. About 50, 60 yards. There's about 5 more, so I'm gonna make a move. Hopefully I can get it on camera. Sometimes I feel like elk hunting is kind of like being the odd kid in class. When somebody cracks a joke and you don't get it until everybody else stops laughing, and then you figure out the joke was on you. So, anyways, I was down here, back up this way, on that wetland that I showed you, and that cow went back to where she was, and I did have to cut the video. I just started chasing them after those other ones to see if I could beat the wind on them, but I didn't get them, obviously, or we'd be talking about something different. But anyways, went back to where she was, right behind me, 7 yards. She didn't see me, she smelled me. I thought it was good, but whatever. And then the other ones, well, you got the clearing down here. It's not like super clear because it's got all the brush, but they were on that knoll up in there, that small hill in the middle. And I think they saw me moving because the wind was blowing to me, from them to me, to the one that busted me. So I decided to come on out. I don't think it's worth busting them for tomorrow for a glance at them. So let me show you what this area looks like. So it's about 350 yards back there. So it's got big openings. I don't expect that they're going to be walking through that too much. Maybe in the dark. And a lot of willows and scrub oak and stuff down there. But right where those aspens are, right there in the middle of your screen, that's where the cows and the calf were. One of them did have a calf. They didn't make any noise other than taking off. And there was 5 counting the calf. And if you can see right over here, right up here, you can see where it appears to drop off, and it definitely does. There's a creek that goes right where I was, and then there's another creek back over on the other side of that knob in the woods over there. And they both go down into the valley. And that's where I hunted 2 weeks ago when I got stuck in the snowstorm. And so they come up at night and come down during the day, but I don't know what time they come down, so hopefully I can beat them down tomorrow. So I'm gonna grab my bow. Oh, let me show you this. So I've got a rifle tag for this area, and this is sitting right up here. Nice windbreak that somebody built up. And I think I'm gonna, before I leave out this week, I'm gonna fix this up just a little bit and hope that I can get this when it's rifle season. A good friend that's hunted here for many years has told me that with the pressure from, the hunting from up there, the elk will come down through here and then down through there where I showed you the bottoms were. And there's a lot of private property down there. They go down there and hide. So, but with that, take a good long look at this view. Aspens for days. So, I'm gonna grab the bow, and we're gonna go this way. And it's crazy how quickly this terrain can change. Like, this is all dry and nasty, and then it's all lush and green. The other benefit of having this hide during rifle season would be this highland and that trough right there in the middle of the screen, the edge of this wood line, and all of the stuff that I showed you a second ago. The longest shot you'd make in that area would be 325, which would be a piece of cake for either my Grendel or my 308. So I'm not worried about either one. I really hope to use the Grendel, but scope's back at Bushnell. Hopefully I have that back when I get home. So we will find out. But it's like a line, super dry, all these thorn bushes. and then the thorn bushes go away. They're replaced by all this willow and scrub oak or whatever this is, and you're back in the aspens. So it is a bit hard to walk quietly in here. So hopefully in the morning I don't get busted out by some elk. So there is a nice trail right over here. I gotta find it again, but I walked in on it. And from where I was at the bottom where I got busted to the car, to the camp, 0.56. It's not very far. So I'll have to keep my odor down, or just make sure I pay attention to the wind. But I'm not really that worried about it. So, oh man. I'm a little bit lower in elevation than I was yesterday and last night. So I'm hoping it's a little warmer. It was in the 20s last night, and it was chilly. But one of the tricks, and I won't even call it a trick, most people don't even know this, but sleeping bag ratings are for extreme. But like say you have a 20-degree bag, then it's technically a 30-degree comfort bag. And extreme and comfort technically is measured with silk weight thermals, socks, light glove liners, and a beanie. And so pulled that off of, I can't remember which manufacturer's website that was on, but it was on the manufacturer's website, and they were talking about how they rate their sleeping bags and how sleeping bags in general are rated. And so thought you guys might want to know that. But I won't bore you with the walk back because I'm going to be huffing and puffing. It's mostly uphill. It's not steep, it's just half a mile uphill. But I'll leave you with this. Super awesome aspens. Haven't heard anything yet. So I am starting to think that they are going down before sunrise. I take that back. I heard one thing. Some idiot bugling up on the other side of the valley. It's kind of like one of those things when in Rome. If you're out elk hunting and the elk are bugling, then you bugle. If they're not bugling, you generally don't bugle. And I say generally, like the 80 to 85 percentile, you don't do it. So I'm gonna hang out for a while. It's only 8:30. I've killed elk all the way until like 10:30 before, so I'll probably hang out here for another couple hours. Go back and get some good lunch. Get a good fill and take a nap or something. Warm my feet up. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna order some winter boots. Because my feet hurt because they're so cold. Stupid chipmunks. Sorry. So at this location, I've got 3 different trails that have fresh sign on them. One of them's right over here to my left. One of them's right up here above these bushes right up here. And it comes down right here. And there's another avenue of approach. It comes here. It goes right there. This is the approximate area of those cows that jumped me last night. And so we'll see what happens, but as with any other hunting scenario, you gotta make sure that they actually come this way. And there's nothing I can do about it if they don't. The terrain here is to where 20 feet in each direction you're gonna miss
all of this that I have right here. If I go that way, it's big open. If I go back over to my left, you're right. It's there's too much deadfall and I can't get in there quietly, and it's open, which would screw me. And the wind is right now coming uphill. There's a downhill portion here, so it's kind of coming across at this angle from me, from about the 10 o'clock to about my 4:30, 5 o'clock. And so this is my last night hunting. I don't know that getting up in the morning would do any good, but I probably will anyways, because I have to go home tomorrow. So it's a little more hazy from the smoke today. Yesterday was gorgeous. It was beautiful. But today it's a little hazy, but it's not bad. It's worse where I live. And so it's, let's see what time it is. It's 3 o'clock. The only elk I've seen have been around 5 to 5:30. So we'll see. It was cold last night. I think I said that earlier. I was not in a good mood out here this morning. So, but got a good change of clothes. Did a baby white bath. I feel smooth. Feels good. I had some scent spray to neutralize my scent, and the bottle ruptured in my car, so now my car doesn't stink. But I thought I was out, so I picked it back up. I had some more, so I doused myself in that stuff. Hopefully. Couldn't see that. Hopefully. It's a nice day to be outdoors. At the least. So I'm gonna brighten you up. I'm gonna change my f-stop and all that good stuff. I'm gonna flip you back around. And I'm gonna pray that they come from this direction so you guys get to see them.